of these fun things, I love these cookie mixes, especially the sugar cookie, because you can do whatever you want with this. And this is just one variation. You could add coconut to this with the lime. You can change the lime to lemon. You can change the lime or the lemon to orange. You can put these in little round balls and put your thumb in it, make thumbprint cookies with a little jam when it comes out of the oven or before it comes out of the oven. There are so many possibilities with this. Or you can even take this cookie. Now we're going to roll it into balls. But you can also take it and make a log, roll it in some green sugar or sugar that you've tinted, put it in the refrigerator or the freezer and slice it up and have slice and bake cookies. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So this is a neat thing. And we're just putting in what it calls for on the package, which is a stick of butter and an egg. And I like to just put everything in at one time. And I'm going to put the lime peel in. Right, okay. With my handy dandy microplane. And this is one of the things where we don't really have to worry about measuring too much. Ooh, it smells good. That looks good. And I thought these are nice and refreshing for the summer. You can take these to picnics, and with the little frosting that we're going to make, or the little glaze, they turn out really nice. Okay. So that's all. Oh, good thing I didn't have it turned on that time. Which I have done in the past, but at home, and had to start all over again. We'll save the rest of this lime for our glaze. Okay. And we just mix this up. I love these mixers. Till it forms a dough. We should play that Jeopardy song, I think. Okay. And it's a dough. Now, if it's too soft, depending on whatever conditions you have at home or whatever, you might want to put this in the refrigerator for a little bit, just to harden it up a little bit. It'll be a little bit easier to work with. And because that formed a nice dough, you can see our bowl is perfectly, not perfectly clean, but it's clean enough to go on to another recipe. Now, I wouldn't start out with a chocolate recipe like this. You do the chocolate last. Okay. And these are all ready to go. We'll go ahead, I'll try to roll these. Oops. And if you wanted to roll these into sugar, roll these in sugar, you could. I didn't because of I felt that there was enough sugar in them. And you can also, I've been doing this for about 150 years. If you feel like you're not going to get them all even, you can use a little scoop and scoop them out. And this is a good recipe or a good cookie to use. You saw how easy it came together. If you had a little bit extra time and another package of the cookie mix and you wanted to do something else with it, all you need to do is wrap this in the plastic and stick it in the freezer. And the next time you needed cookies, you're halfway there. This freezes really well, or if you were just going to use it later on in the week, you could leave that just in your refrigerator and have fresh cookies anytime. And you could get really ambitious and go ahead and do this step. Instead of putting it on a cookie sheet, plain like this, put it on a piece of wax paper, freeze it, and then take the balls and freeze the balls, and you'd have your cookies already done. So you'd have it 3/4 of the way home. All right, here's one tray. All right. We will go ahead and stick that in the oven. We'll cook it for, I think we're going to try about 7 minutes. Yeah, we certainly don't want them burnt. Yeah, these are good. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll let them cool for a second on the cookie sheet, and then we'll get them on a wire rack and get the frosting on it. Okay. And after you cool these on the cookie sheet for a few minutes, or a minute, whatever, you want to put it on a wire rack so that you're cooling the whole cookie rather than just the top. Because as they're sitting on this sheet, they are also still cooking. So they'll get kind of moist on the bottom and kind of yucky. Or they may have trouble, you may have trouble getting them off the sheet afterwards. And we'll let these cool a little bit before we put the frosting on. Okay. And if you were making another batch of these, of course, you're not going to use this right out of the oven because you'll cook the cookie while you're making it. So you want to make sure that when you use a cookie sheet, it's cool or room temperature. We'll go ahead and mix our frosting for our lime cookies. And I think we can, let's see. Okay, we're going to try to mix it right in this little bowl, in this cup. Put our lime peel in there. Okay. And we will go ahead and wow. Okay, oops. That wasn't too bad. I always think when you make this powdered sugar icing, it's so deceiving because you always want to put more liquid in it. And then you start stirring it, and then all of a sudden you have to put more powdered sugar in it, and a little bit more powdered sugar in it, and then it gets too stiff, so then you got to add a little bit of liquid into it, and you end up with this giant bowl of, I don't know. So put as little liquid as you can and work from there. Okay, this looks good. You don't want this too thin because you don't want it to kind of run off the cookies, run completely off the cookies, but you want it thin enough that it kind of stays there, but it's not a frosting, it's more of an icing. Okay. And then you're just merely going to, now, if you wanted to put in a little bit of green food coloring into this frosting, you could, and that would give it more of a lime look to it. It wouldn't change the taste at all. But people would go, oh, lime, even though you have the little bits of lime peel in here.